Well, our political analyst, Onur Erim, joins me now live in the studio to discuss this strain again in the relationship between the U.S. and Turkey. I mean, first of all, how seriously is Turkey actually taking this threat of sanctions?
Well, it should be taken seriously, as we see that from president to the defense minister to foreign minister, everybody is on the issue. They seem to be keeping the channels of communication very open. So this does, show us that they are taking these dealings, may not necessarily be the threat, but the dealing very seriously.
Okay. Let me ask you this. I mean, in the past few days, we saw the end of those preferential tariffs that the U.S. had agreed to with Turkey in years past, then the possible cancellation of the F35 deal as this latest threat of sanctions we just talked about, and also First Lady Melania Trump paid a visit to an Oklahoma-based Gulen-linked school. Is it just coincidence that all these are kind of happening at the same time, or is this a provocation?
Well, I mean, we have to be cautious whenever there is a issue involving the POTUS staff or the FLOTUS staff in this matter. We could just say we may think also that it's a big mistake, which we are very used to from the administration. But the timing of it does, make us feel suspicious whether this is a sign to attribute to something else like F35 or the S-400 deal. But needless to say, even if it's a mistake, it's a mistake an ally like U.S. should not, does not, would not do to an ally like Turkey.
Yeah. So I want to finish with the F-35 deal. Do you think it will happen? I mean, would the U.S. genuinely want to lose that sale, first of all, in business terms, where Trump's mind usually is first and foremost? Would it be good for U.S. interest to cancel that sale?
Well, first of all, let's set something straight. F-35 sale, Turkey is not just a part of production. It's a founding production member. So technically, it's not at U.S.'s hand to kick Turkey out of that program. Could it? Yeah, it could. Does it have the power? Yes, it does. But technically, it's almost from inception, Turkey has been a part of that program, has invested time, money, effort, knowledge, know-how, and everything else. So I think that's where the issue becomes gridlocked, because can U.S. at the end of the day cancel Turkey's involvement or put Turkey aside from the F-35 production? Yes, technically it can't, but it might. But on the other hand, there is something that Turkey is still after, which is buying S-400s that U.S., NATO, almost all of Europe does not want it to do, and that's a whole other topic of conversation. But it's a very, very hard situation to deal with. That is why we are seeing, I think, that as opposed to usual U.S. response on matters like these to be, very determined and very demanding, we are seeing also on the U.S. side that they're also open to, they're trying to keep the lines of communication open. The reason that even if they wanted to depart Turkey from the program, that is going to be, much easier said than done.
Okay. Onur Erim, we're going to have to leave it there. Thanks so much for coming in, as always.